Hi, I'm back with That's So Diabolical. How about this weather? I'm a fall girl, if you don't know that. Love fall. From September until December, the burr months, my favorite time. Um, yes, I'm back with That's So Diabolical. And today's episode is going to be about keeping the children safe. So, my question is, who is keeping the children safe? Because, from my opinion, right now, no one. And that needs to change. So, I don't know that I can say the word that, what has been happening around the world already, starting with school coming back, the events that have been happening at schools. So, I'm not going to say that word. I'm just going to say you get it. But this seems to be a every year occurrence, and I'm just trying to figure out why we haven't came up with a solution. Well, there have been solutions, some, but the solutions don't seem to be working. And I know a lot of schools have a lot of safety measures in place, and they are checking to make sure SROs are walking around and all the things. And that is great because that, is one relief off to make sure that no one that is not supposed to be in the building is in the building. However, I'm noticing it's mostly children doing the activity. So the question is, how do we stop this? So one solution, metal detectors. Okay. The metal detectors do not seem to be working because they're still getting these things in the schools and in games. Because I don't know if you've heard, but we are now having at events, at games such as football and basketball. So now our policy in our district is clear bags or no bags. I think it's the clear bags here. But somewhere I read in an email, you couldn't bring any bags in. And that is just so sad for high schools, middle schools, any school really. Like, people should not be having to bring clear bags into a school event because it should be the safe place. And I know not everything and everyone can be controlled by one situation, of course, but the amount of security we've had to up and the amount of rules put into place because so many things are happening at school and school events is diabolical. I am in my 30s, and I don't remember all the things going on back when I was in school this much. And so when it comes to the children that's doing we need to find out what is the major cause and can we fix it. So I know that a lot of bullying goes on in school, and so that could be one of the causes why the children are wanting to, because they're upset because they're getting bullied. I have heard some instances where they're going to the teacher or they're going to someone at the school and it's not getting taken care of still. So if the bullying is a reason, we need to figure out how are we going to stop this? How are we going to address it? And make sure the children that are doing the bullying, what consequences are they going to have? So maybe that could eliminate one of the situations. Another one is mental illness. And that is so big nowadays. It was back then too, but it wasn't as normalized or talked about as much as it is now. And I feel like everyone needs to be a little bit more educated about mental illnesses and how much they do affect a person and how it kind of works depending on the diagnosis that the person has. So with that being said, if we're still talking about children doing in schools, if it is known that the said person who is committing the crime is diagnosed with a mental illness, are they getting therapy outside of school? Are they getting mental health co-op in school, or talking to a counselor, or talking to someone about some of these things? So I guess my solution would be, just make sure you're checking in with these children. Make sure if a bullying complaint comes to you, that you address it, or you take it to your higher ups. And if a kid has told you something, or a student has told you that this one said kid has told you something, take it seriously, because I feel like we're in times where we can't take it seriously, and it's just scary and it's sad. Teachers should not have to get up trying to go to work, trying to teach, doing what their passion is, and also worried about an intruder coming in. But once again, sometimes it's not an intruder. Sometimes it's someone within the building already. So let's just continue to pray for schools, staff, the children. Continue to just be a shoulder for the children if they need it, to cry on. Just checking in with each student, because sometimes you don't realize how just a little bit goes a long way. You may be saying, hey, good morning, how was your night? Or having a conversation with said student that might have something on his or her mind like that. You might have just changed their mind. Or a student talking to another student, the student who might have that on his mind, his or her mind, coming to school, thinking about doing something they shouldn't, and somebody just being nice to them, feeling loved, feeling cared for. You never know what little thing to you is a big thing to someone else. So, with all that just being said, continue to pray for our schools, people in education that's working, the people committing these crimes, because clearly they have something mental going on, and just keep everyone in your prayers, and all we can do is pray. Thanks. Come back and watch more of That's So Diabolical.